The first thing is that I believe that we have to constantly realign our thinking and our approach based on the world as we find it. Uh, we all have a status quo bias. We intuitively wish things would stay the same, and that seems smooth to us, and the smoothness seems to give us comfort, and that we think is also giving us progress, but it's not true. The status quo is the mess we're in, one old pastor friend of mine said, and we need to change constantly and realign. That's the key issue here. We've got to realign ourselves. We've got to keep two eyes on the community and the culture as it is and pay attention to what is going on in the news and in the world around us, while at the same time we keep two eyes on the Word of God and how God would invade this culture that we are in. Things change in the life of the church, and I was astounded recently to read a post of somebody lamenting the fact that nobody seems to want to publish a new hymn book. Hymn book, yeah, really. Some of you don't even know what a hymn book is. But back in the day, we used to have all of the music in a big hardcover book. And I remember one pastor at the time complaining when they got a new hymn book and it was thicker, that some of the people complained that they couldn't hold the hymn book. And that was such a terrible thing. Then sometime in the last decade, those hymn books all went out of date, but still half the churches were using them. And people are lamenting the fact that they aren't going to publish any new hymn books anymore. Now, new Christian music is being published all the time. Old Christian music is always available to us online. And one of the complaints is that no longer can we have this four-part harmony. It used to be in a musical brace where you'd have the treble clef and the bass clef and the words would be in between. And the current generation doesn't even know how to read from one brace to the next to follow the verses, 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of us old timers, we remember that. That's all changed. Is that bad? Well, back in the day, we complained about the hymn books. We complained that people were looking down. So when we put the words up on the screen and we get people to look up and sing out and sing forward, that's a benefit. But some old timers cannot recognize that that's the way it's going to be moving forward. 1960 is not coming back anytime soon. Get over it. We've got to realign ourselves constantly. Little micro adjustments are much easier if we pay attention to them as we go. A micro adjustment might be uncomfortable at first, but it's not nearly as uncomfortable as a macro adjustment. So don't get to the place where you need severe change. Change constantly, paying attention to the community and the culture around us.